All right, live from Indianapolis, Indiana-ish. This is Brad Reed, your real life trader, reminding you guys to get out of debt and achieve your financial dreams. I got Angie, who is live in Sacramento. Jeremy is feeling so much better, but he's got to rest his voice. Um, he got an email, I got copied on it by Carlos. Carlos had an incident where he kept pushing, he kept talking even though he had a sore throat, and the doctor literally said, stop talking today or you will never ever be able to talk again, ever. And so Carlos did what he was told, and Carlos can talk. Carlos is a new student, and he is a studier. He's actually a rocket scientist for a long time. Hey, Carlos, can I talk about what you were doing in the 70s? That sounds scandalous, but it's actually very admirable. But it was also top secret. Carlos, let me know. Type in a Y if I can talk about your top secret project. We have lots of stocks to look at. I see Niels has just posted something up here. Hope Carlos is still with us. Okay, so there's a trade set up on Arrowhead Research. Niels, is this a daily chart? That looks like 5 candles. Let's just go take a peek. ARWR. Now, one thing that we did do that I think is very important in the first 2 hours, we wrote a song for bull put spread because we had bear call spread for bear call spreads, but so now we have bull put spreads for bull put spreads because bear call spreads, they're up high and bull put spreads are down low. So I think that's only fitting. Niels, I'm on a daily chart and mine looks different than yours. Ooh, Tommy Monet says Facebook is looking interesting, so we'll take a look at that. Pat, you don't like the bull put song? Oh, okay.
Someone mentioned put them together and it sounded a little bit too Sound of Music-ish.
All right. I'll keep working on it because I need I need your guys' support before I decide anything's good. Also, I was telling the people in the first 2 hours that today I tried to make tea with no water, and I tried to talk on a webinar without turning my headset on. Niels, help me out. I see your picture, but I don't know if this is this is 8 days ago. Help me out, Niels. Type in the box there what your trade is. And what we should be taking a look at with Arrowhead Research. While Niels is, by the way, I got to meet Niels too. Niels is a cool dude. By the way, Niels, weren't we going to talk about inflation-adjusted retirement goals? Something happened with that, and we just kind of got lost there. So one thing that I am working on feverishly is a spreadsheet that can be posted on the Real Life Trading website where you guys can go in and figure out how inflation is going to destroy your retirement. And I know that sounds very negative, but hear me out. Talking with my dad, when my dad was in high school, a cheeseburger meal, a cheeseburger for lunch and a soda and everything, all that cost about 35 cents. When I was 7 years old, I remember my dad taking me to 2 Days Restaurant in Austin, Texas, close to 38th and Lamar, and a cheeseburger, fries, and a soda was like $2.15. And I remember as I got older, it increased to like $2.75, $2.85. But nowadays, a cheeseburger, fries, and a soda costs what, $7? Something like that. So when you guys are in your retirement, you got to think about if you're going to eat cheeseburgers. 30 years from now, a cheeseburger is going to cost $30, according to the rate of inflation. A brand new car, that costs $20,000 now is going to cost $50,000 or $60,000 towards the end of your retirement. So if you are nearing retirement, you need to plan for what inflation is going to do to your buying power during retirement. And if you're like me and you still got a few years before inflation, you might need to reevaluate your retirement goal. I've got a buddy who's 37, and he's telling me his retirement goal is 1.5 million. And that sounds like an insane amount of money now, but when he's 95, 1.5 million is going to be like retiring on about $75,000 of today's money. It can be done, but probably not the retirement lifestyle that he's dreaming about. So take into account inflation. Rock on, Niels. Very nice. Okay. Let's see. Tommy Monet is calling out BITA, so we'll go check out BITA. Oh, and you know what? I forgot to take a look at the indices. So yeah, BITA, Bit Auto Holdings Limited. Interesting. It's trading over, volume's a little bit light with about 750K per day, but a gorgeous gap up today. I say it's gorgeous because it gapped above kind of this pivot point that we could draw right in here. Tommy, did you place a trade on this? Did you crush it? Beast Mode Mine. You got to come up for a great nickname. Wow, okay, so it's a bullish gap, and it gapped to some great places. Let's check it out. Not yet, needs retracement. Yeah, so because it's a white candle and it gapped up, that's a retest gap. This is the opening of today. I would have been hard pressed to get in this early. It is bouncing off the EMAs, but that's a little bit before I like to get in. It broke the high of the day and retested, so then I'd be okay getting in on the high of the day. Yeah, entry on this one would have been difficult, but very interesting to look at. Now today is weekly Wednesday, so we like to look at and if I were going to place a, oh, I almost sang it, but I can't sing it anymore because Pat said that that's not the best song for bull put spread. Let's look for premium. Oh, let's 74. This is a lot of support in there. Jeremy, would you do a weekly spread above 75? 75 is right there. I'm a lot more conservative than some people are on spreads, just because when a spread hurts, it hurts. And there's no weekly options available, so that kind of answers that question. If you, oh, when's earnings? Not for a while. If you want to hold this for a week and a half, expiring next Friday, January 16th. Oh, that's a $5 spread and 35 cents. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, so we talked a little bit about negotiating with the market maker on the spread. So I apologize for this being very small on your screen, but I'm going to hold it still for a while. If I were to do this spread as it's listed here, I would get 35 cents for selling this spread, but it would cost me 85 cents to buy it. So the market maker is hoping to make 50 cents on this spread. It's very likely that if the market maker is happy to do this spread for 50 cents, that they would also likely take 40 cents or maybe even 35 cents. So what if I were to ask for more premium on the sell? So let's say instead of 35 cents, I want 45 cents. I want more than that. I'm going to go all the way up to 50 because I'm just a crazy guy. Please, someone remember that from Saturday Night Live. What was that, in the 90s? I'm a crazy guy. Oh, no, that was Steve Martin. That was way before the 90s. Anyways, okay, 50 cents. So now I went from a spread that was paying somewhere around 6 or 7% to now I could get 10% out of this spread, and I think I could get filled pretty quickly. So if you do a limit fill, I think is what some of the other brokers call it, Options House, this would be how you do it. But that's not bad. Let's go back and see where 75 is on the chart. 75 is right there. I got two sources of support. I have all of the EMAs, and if I don't have them, I will have them very soon. It expires in 9 days. If I get a close below this line, I would either unravel or close it out. Probably just close it out because I have so little time. Mr. Newsom, what are your thoughts? He was thinking about making a joke. All right, the SMA, if we finish today above the SMA, that's another source of support. So I kind of like that one. Thank you, Mr. Minet, for bringing that one up. If BIDA closes above 100, 75, 70, we'll put spread limit fill 50 cents for 10%-ish, expiring January 16th. That is the monthly. All right, if this meets your trading plan, do it. If you are unfamiliar with credit spreads, it is, oh gosh, we talked about this earlier. I think it's video 10 on reallifetrading.com. Trade these virtually, practice a lot. You know, go back in the charts and look at it and practice it, trade them virtually for a while. If a credit spread goes against you, it hurts very, very badly. However, they are usually high probability trades. So if you're new to it, practice it before you do it with real money. Is the market maker a real person or a computer program? For a lot of these options, they are real people, and they are in Chicago. You might have heard CBOE. That's the Chicago Board of Exchange. That's where those people hang out. I think I heard most of those people are paying something like $30,000 a month to be able to get into that building. So they are highly motivated to make a profit. And if you can offer them, you know, if they're expecting 50 cents and you offer them 40 cents or 30 cents, they will likely take it in a heartbeat. So for the DIA, we got a inside, or we're getting a, looks like now we're getting a white candle that's moving up from yesterday. We were expecting a bounce and it looks like we're going to get it. If you are familiar with the concept of a sniper trade, that's what I currently have drawn up here, but I'm going to take that off. And remember, we have lots of sources of support coming right in here. We have this horizontal support line, we've got the 100 SMA, and we have this trend line that's been offering great support for many, many, many months, if not years. So we have a white candle that's above yesterday. That's a new white soldier. The question is, where would we go bullish if we finish the day looking like this? We do have a little bit of intraday, excuse me, we do have a minor support right in here. The question that we were talking about is, or the concept of, what is the difference between a bullish bounce and a bearish continuation pattern? So a bearish continuation pattern, like a flag pattern, might look like something going up and down like this before it rolls over. And why wouldn't it, right? Because everyone that shorted it here is profitable, and it's coming into a strong support area, 3 sources of strong support. They're going to start closing out their positions for a profit. Now, traders looking to take this bullish need to understand the difference between a continuation pattern of these guys closing out their positions, or a bullish move where buyers coming in and they're going to send it right back up. So that is the conundrum. And what we talked about a while ago, which I like pretty well, is a close above 176. We'll come back and take a look at this at the end of today. But that's kind of what I'm thinking. I like a trigger. You have to figure out what your own target would be. I'm thinking just below the high of this peak, although this peak would not be surprising if it got up to there. So now the challenge is, where are you going to put your stop? The best place for stop is going to be down here below all this support. But the challenge is that means you're looking at a 1-to-1 reward risk ratio, which is not that sweet. If we get a close above 176, I'm trying to see if I could move my stop up to there. That would make close to 2-to-1, but I don't like it. Jeremy, what do you think? Would you put your stop up there around 174, or would you leave it down below and maybe wait for some roll back down and another test, some sideways movement? Because there is a good chance that this sucker may kind of do some of this action for a while. And really, what something on this picture that kind of gets my attention is this candle here looks a whole lot like this here. It looks a whole lot like this in here. It looks a whole lot like this stuff here. And so for me to go bullish on this, I need some more evidence. I need some more support. Jeremy says, I might make that closer stop the location for a protective put and have a saving grace line at 172. So I guess of course it depends on your trading plan, but moving this up a skosh, saving grace line at 172. Okay, that's where I had it. Okay, so Jeremy's saying if you are going to go long and you're going to buy protective puts, if it comes down to here, you might do some protective puts, but having your saving grace line down here about 172. So if it rolls over, you would just go ahead and get out and mitigate your losses. Questions, thoughts on DIA? Okay, let's go take a look at SPY. And Jeremy says, hold on to your puts, because if it did go below that line, it would likely keep going. I just messed it all up. What do you get? Trading View, what are you going to show me? This will be interesting. Okay. Jeremy's saying that if this did roll back over and get below all of these three support lines, there's a very good chance that this thing is going to continue on to the 200, and your protective puts here at 172 are going to become even more profitable. So you could dump your shares when it gets below here, hold on to your puts. That just sounds funny. Hold on to your puts, people, because they're going to be making some money as this thing goes down. And then your exit might be somewhere around here, because that is a strong support, or it might be the 200. And actually, if this thing keeps going, this 200 is going to creep up here, and we might even have another X marks the spot. And my gut of guts, my heart of hearts, I think we are going to continue upwards. But I've been wrong before, and that's been documented. Actually, we've counted. I've been right twice today. And if you weren't here in the first 2 hours, you missed it. Shucky darn. No, that is not my best accent, because I was born in Texas, and I know how to speak proper Southern. And yeah, the real trick is like Houston, Texas. It wasn't too far from Austin, so it's pretty easy. It's like a 2.5, 3 hour drive to go over to Houston. And the Eastern accent in Texas is a whole lot stronger and just a little bit more sweeter, kind of like that Carolina accent. But over in West Texas, it's just a little bit drier, and I don't know, it just has a much stronger twang over in the West Texas. My grandparents lived out in San Angelo, and yeah, on the Concho River. Yeehaw, sheep shearing capital of the world. And of course, out in San Angelo, the big thing is, oh, Ed, what was it? Andrews Air Force Base? Edwards? I'm getting all the names mixed up. Goodfellow Air Force Base out in San Angelo, Texas, was recently something or other, and so people are saying that some big secret super spy thing now. Speaking of super secret spy things, let's talk about the S&P 500. How's that for a transition? I get some booyah chow for that.
Wow.
I get some
Booyah
booyah chow
chow,
for
we
that
got
one.
like how many different accents within a 1 minute period?
I am a
Wow.
very confused individual. That is no lie there. Okay, I'm seeing a really pretty line right in here. So if I'm going to go bullish, oh, come on, TradingView. And I say TradingView. It's me. It's me. I know it's me. I am the defect here. I'm the guy that's trying to make tea with no water. If we get a close above that line, I don't want to draw it like that. I'm just going to draw it like this. I kind of like this one for a bullish move a lot better than the DIA. And I say that because a bullish move up here, to me, just looks a whole lot more convincing that it's a bullish move than a possible bearish continuation pattern. Angie, what are your thoughts? I think I put my stop right below the 100. And my target up here at the top. Angie, am I trying to make a trade with no water?
That's not really a very good risk return, is it?
Yeah, the
It's
reward risk ratio
so,
is not that great.
no, it's so awesome when you put it on the chart and you can see it. You just see it
Yep,
really
yep, yep,
clearly.
yep, yep. What show is
Man,
that
that
where
one.
the one of the stars would go, yep, 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 yep. Karen
Mm.
says SPY is deeply affected by the moves in crude oil, as is the DIA. Yeah, Chris Tom says don't force it. Office Space? I don't think it was Office Space. I think it was like some sitcom in the 80s or early 90s. Oh, was it Archie Bunker and the guy that became the big time director, Schneider? At any rate. Okay, yeah, the trade's not here. I am certainly forcing it, so I'm going to take that off. I want another day's candle before I make my decision on SPY. IWM. Yeah, the Three Stooges went, yep, 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 yep. But no, there was some that when he was just like in dismay, he'd go, yeah, yep, 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 yep. Anyways, okay. The 80s, 90s trivia show will begin later. IWM looks a lot kind of the same. Now, see, this one really, to me, looks like a like we're going to form some kind of pennant pattern. Something like that. See, I see indecision. It could bounce, it could go bearish, but kind of after I'm saying this out loud and with a lot of your guys' help on the text, we just need more information before we place a trade. We are at a great spot for a bounce on a number of these indices, but we just don't have it yet. I am bullish though. I think it's gonna bounce. I think it's gonna bounce. And yesterday I know I liked the DIA better for a bounce, but today I'm kind of liking the Qs or maybe SPY for a bounce. So we'll just have to say, Mr. Awesome Newsom is saying new white soldiers. Yeah, a lot of these are new white soldiers, and they're new white soldiers at support, meaning that they're going to open and very likely close above yesterday's close. What happens at support? That's strong bullish. One thing we talked about earlier is that we weren't getting the volume candles that we wanted. And a lot of these bullish moves are on low volume, and these bearish moves are on high volume. And that is scary for bullish traders. Switching back over here to the DIA, you can see how the volume picked up as the bears took over. You know what we didn't look at was the assimilators, the oscillators. I'm not seeing bearish divergence. Ooh, I do see a little bit bearish divergence on RSI. Ba-ba-da-bum. That's not what I wanted to do. So we got bearish divergence on RSI. What is that one? CCL? Stochastics. I would not call that divergence on stochastics, but I would say RSI. What does MACD say? Divergence on MACD. So now I'm going to really hesitate on making a bullish play on this. Well, with that divergence with MACD and RSI, this might be a bearish continuation pattern, and we might be looking at a move past the 100 towards the 200, or maybe this support line a while back. So I think I'm going to do one of those really important strategies that's really hard for traders to learn, but should be the very first strategy you learn. Wait. I'm going to wait. And maybe while I'm waiting, I'm going to learn how to write better with these tools. Questions, thoughts, opposing views? Before you make a bullish move, you want everything to be just overwhelmingly convincing that you're going to go bullish. Or if you're going to go bearish, make it overwhelming bearish. Okay, Apple, looking pretty nice. We were hoping for a bounce. We were looking, yesterday when we were looking at this, we had a white hammer candle that by the end of the day turned into this black doji. And so now we have a new white soldier coming off of support. I'm liking it. I think I want to have some more evidence before I go bullish on this. But we have this Fibonacci line. Yesterday I was calling that something else. Maybe yesterday was the start of my making tea without water. But at any rate, if we get a move up into here, 109, 110-ish, clearing out of this Fibonacci line, clearing some of these wicks and the opening of that white candle in there, that might be a good time to buy the bounce. The one thing that I'm not liking is this little, is the fact that we are making lower highs on Apple. However, I usually like 3 points before I draw a trend line, and I only have 2. Let's go take a look at RSI and some of those oscillators, stochastics and RSI. Okay, so nothing really, because we got a lower high, we should expect lower highs here. So nothing that we didn't already know. Yeah, nothing we didn't already know from there. Questions, thoughts, ideas, trades you might do on Apple that I am not seeing? I would wait. Hey, Angie, did we look at a possible 2 or 3 day bull put spread? Sorry, Pat, I had to do it. Are we going to look at a 2 or 3 bull put spread?
2 or 3 day expiring Friday?
Correct.
Where's long
So
term?
we are going to close above the 100. We've got this trend line. We've got really strong support in there, right on top of that fib line. I wonder if there's premium. Did we look at a 103.50? 103.50. Ooh, that's tight. Or 103. I don't remember if we looked at that before. Anybody refresh my memory if we looked at it?
I think we did, and I think I said I liked it because it was only 2 days.
So we got
we can do
2 days, 103. Yeah, we'd be stretching it to get 3% out of this. I think we did look at it, and we might have gotten 4 cents earlier. It'd be, yeah, we'd be lucky to get 3 cents out of this now. Yeah, I'm not liking that bull put spread, at least for 2 days. If we went longer than 2 days, and we still wanted to be around 103, yeah, just not good premium. Questions, thought, opposing views on Apple? Ideas, things you guys are seeing that I'm not? Tina says, could we look at STZ earnings? They got earnings before open tomorrow. Let's go set it up. STZ. Constellation Brands. What do these folks do? Are these the guys that sell the name your own star constellation? That'd be hilarious. Okay, first thing I like to look at is volume. 1 million shares a day is good volume, so I'm okay trading this. Let's see a little bit more data. Okay, so this thing's been in a bullish tear for quite a while. It means there's going to be a lot of bullish traders that are profitable. It's recently had a very strong breakout of a support line there. Let's draw some lines, and then we'll talk about what we'd like to see. Tina, anything you know about this stock that, that we should know? I am seeing some gaps in here, some gaps in there, some gaps in there. I sang a clip from the Music Man in the previous 2 hours, and it came out so horrible. I almost just want to subject the people that weren't there to it, but I'm not. Gap there, gap there. This is a pretty gappy thing. So because of kind of those previous gaps, I need to see something significant. How about would we get a gap below that 94.72? That would be bearish. And I'm thinking, sorry, I'm looking at some of the other time frames. If it gapped below there, I might be excited about a bearish gap and go. If it gapped, the question is if it just gapped to there, would I be excited about it? If it was a perfect gap and go, maybe. Let's put it this way. If it was a perfect gap and go that shaped up nicely in the first 2 minutes, I would take it if it gapped to there. If it gaps below that line, yeah, I would be excited about it. I am going to watch out for some congestion in here on the bearish move. Now, then the question is, if it gaps up, how far would it have to gap to make people emotional? It's been on a very strong bullish move lately. So there's a lot of people profitable on this thing. If it did gap up and cleared that wick and it gapped up to there, that would be a bullish, but it would be a retest gap. So if it gapped up to here and it comes down and it bounces off of that line, I would be okay taking that bullish. What do you guys think? Earnings Whisper saying 110. So yeah, kind of where we did it. Zane's with me. Zane, fist bump, knuckle bump, and I just took my kids to see Big Hero 6 go bump. All right. Any more questions, thoughts on STZ? That would be kind of what I'm looking for. Someone is calling out Prasad. Beast Mode is calling out IDTI. Maybe a good trade early tomorrow. So if you missed yesterday, if you are learning a new strategy, and I highly recommend that you do one strategy at a time. Study, read, discuss. Search in history in the charts. That means grab a chart and go back like this and look for your setup. And where would you put your stop and your target, and would you be successful? Do that for at least 100. 1,000 is a lot better. Then virtual trade it for 3 months and do months correctly. And then, only then would you consider trading it for money. So we had a black candle gap down for a retest. This is a retest. Says we have some interesting intraday moves. So let's take a look on a 15. Yeah, I am bearish. I'm wondering just how bearish we'd have to get before I would trade this. Prasad, what are your thoughts on this one? Because for me in my trading plan, I would want to see a gap. If I got a gap down here, oh Sally. If I got a gap below the wick of that black candle, that would be a gap and go, and that would be money. 5 minutes seem to be breaking the moving averages. I think we get a gap tomorrow. Okay. Yeah, so Prasad's saying it's challenging these moving averages. it could gap down. All right. Thank you, Prasad. We will keep watching that one. Jeremy, let me know if you want me to take a look at ARNA again and go back over the perfect gap and go analysis on that trade. Do not do it for you guys that if you're watching the video, take a look at ARNA. It was a perfect gap and go today. And if you had traded it according to that strategy, it would have been about 23R today. What was the other one? We were APOL, Pat, APOL. Apollo Group. So I'm looking at the volume. It trades over 1 million shares. Pat says it's going sideways today. Yeah, it's going sideways from yesterday. Looks like this 50 may be coming up and maybe respecting the 50. We've got some interesting support and resistance zone coming in with this peak back in late June. So I like it. I just am so curious as to what the long terms are doing. Long terms are about to cross. So that would be, if the 100 crosses, that would be a lagging bullish indicator, signifying we might get a bounce. Let's go take a look at the intraday. Oh, how about a 15-minute chart? Okay, a little bit of bearish move, going sideways towards the end of the day. And let me go back over to the EMAs. So we're getting earnings tomorrow from what I hear. It does. Oh. So what I'm liking here is that it's coming down and it's kind of challenging this support line. It's respecting the EMAs. So this is almost like a descending triangle that I could draw. Maybe my support line is a few pennies too low, but something like that. So yeah, I'm feeling something bearish happening tomorrow. If you're a day trader, let's go back and take a look at this on day trade. So I see some wicks right in here. Let me get some more time, get June back in on the calendar. Okay, so if this goes bearish tomorrow and we get below that 50 exponential moving average, that would be an awesome bearish retest gap. I think the edge would be very strong. If we are able to gap up from this craziness, then everyone that went bearish for the last 2 days would certainly be trapped, and everyone that went bearish in the last week would suddenly be significantly less profitable than they had hoped to be. I'm seeing another little gap and a candle here. So I'm going to draw another line right in there. If we can get a gap above that, that would be a gap and go. That would surprise the heck out of a lot of traders. It would be above these exponentials. And for gaps, for gap trading, I am looking for a gap that's going to cause some emotional response. There's several gaps that we looked at today that, you know, gapped above yesterday's candle or maybe 2 candles. But I want a gap that really freaks people out. I want an emotional response and make money off of. So I am assuming a gap below 31.24, and I think this one is so sweet. I'm going to go ahead and write it. It's sweet, dude. Angie, is that Californian, or is that just kind of punker, younger people, angry rock music type talk?
Chris Irwin isn't here to defend Southern Californians. Hope nobody else is gonna. I think it's like a SoCal Beach. Yeah, I know it's a stereotype. SoCal Beach surfer dude.
It's certainly not Puerto Rican. I could say that. Although some Puerto Ricans today have acknowledged my host. Because, and I can't believe I forgot the technical terms. Oh man, okay. if it gaps up, all of these people here, they're like totally hosed dudes, and they're experiencing some major hosage because they took the bearish break below the EMAs. They took the bearish break below this support line, and they're expecting this to continue going bearish. So if it gaps up, they're like, oh, bummer, dude. And they likely have stop orders in place that would automatically trigger on the open or shortly after the open. A lot of the bearish traders over here for the last week are likely to have moved their stop down below these exponentials, or certainly below this pivot point. So if it gaps up, they're going to get stopped out, and all of these stop orders are going to push it bullish. Please.
Whoops, I'm going to interrupt you. Tommy Monet's calling out the AMBA trade. Says we're going to miss it.
Man, it's late in the day for placing the trade. What do you got, Tommy? We only got like 30 minutes.
Oh, I see. 20 minutes left. And I'll take a little opportunity to remind everyone, find Chris Irwin. Wish him happy birthday today. He's not here. I've been watching for him.
Happy birthday, Dr. Irwin. All right. If APOL gaps below, oh, we just did 31.35. If it gaps above, is that 33.14? Let's call it, yeah, 33.15. If it gaps above 33.15, then nice gap in you. I like that. What do you guys think? Opportunity to make some moolah tomorrow? I should publish that one today. All right, let's keep going. And let's take a look. Right, let's see, we looked at Apple. We looked at the indices. There were a lot of stocks yesterday that we took a look at that were in some type of double top-ish type thing. And we were waiting for today to see if it was going to confirm or if it was going to bounce. And a lot of them are showing some sign of a bounce. This is Tesla. We've been bearish on Tesla for a while now. So for the new folks that are joining us, we identified this back here. I should say Admiral Barbosa, Angie Amazing, and Mr. Awesome Newsom identified this as a potential island reversal, which is held. Then we had a bearish gap there, another bearish gap, retest gap, which retested there. So we're all kinds of bearish. It broke through the 200. It is retested there. We're bearish on Tesla. The question is there an entry coming up? And I don't think so. So this would have been a nice entry, a break below that. I'm going to draw a line based on this big white candle here, the top of that candle, and that wick. So let's take a closer look to where we are today. And before any more entries, I'm going to want to see this break below this candle here before I'm thinking about going bearish. However, today is Weekly Spread Wednesday. So let's see if we might have anything above the 200. What do you think, Angie? Is there any premium in maybe a 230, 235 weekly? Or is that too far away?
Too far away to have premium? I don't know. Let's look this week.
So 235, too far away.
Yeah.
And besides, that is this week. Even if we went out to next week, 235, no money. Is that close to how Mr. Newsom does it? No money. Could we do a 220? No, I would not do 220. 225 for 2 days. I would not. And just because if a bear call spread goes against you, it's painful. So even if there's premium at 225, now I'm just curious, at 225, and there's no premium. Maybe there's a little, yeah. How much premium is there? And here's another thing. I actually, oh, there is premium in that. There's good premium in that. There's almost so much premium that it's scary. Like the market maker even thinks that I'd be a fool to take this one. All right, so if you, I don't like it. 37 cents on a $2.50 spread, that's like 15% return in 3 days. On credit spreads, I found if it's too good to be true, it likely is. What about 227? 227 to 30. You could easily get 10% on that. 227 to 30. 227.50. You're up here. You're above these wicks. You're above that. Where are the exponentials? You would be above the 50. Okay, so I don't hate a 227.50, 230 call spread expiring on Friday for a 10% return.
No, I think that what Jeremy and Chris are saying is we think that you were looking at regular expiration January. So that's actually
Was
2
I?
weeks.
Ah.
A week and a half.
Oh, you guys are right. Darn it. All right, well, thanks for catching that, because I would not want anyone else to experience hosage or become hosated or hoserized. And yeah, if I look for this Friday, there's no premium there. So, okay. Sorry, I was looking for it. Yeah, Chris Tom says there's pennies for Friday. I'm not even sure if there's pennies. So on Tesla, I'd say keep going. If you are in Tesla bearish, trade your plan. You got a nice move below this support line here, which I think I deleted. Your next target, I would be looking for a next target at the bottom of that white candle. If I had shares or was in bearish, I would have my stop right up in there. And that's how I would do Tesla. Questions, thought, opposing views. Netflix. Again, bearish looks a lot like Tesla. I do not want to do that. Again, coming in, and it looks like it's challenged this support area in here. There's also a nice little line at the bottom of that big white candle here, which may hold. If you are in Netflix bearish, you might be looking for a target somewhere around 315.80 toward the bottom of this area. If you are not in, I would wait for a close below before going even more bearish. Let's see. Ooh, we do have some. That's strong support. If you're in bearish on Netflix, I would be looking to close out around 315.80 because this held very nicely down in through here. Let's take a look at the exponentials. I think they're going to be acting as resistance, but they're going to be far away. Oop, that's exponentials. I meant simples. The simple moving averages are about to cross, which is more bullish. Which is more bearish. If the 100 crosses the 200, that's a sign that a lot of traders would find to take this bearish again. Man, that's far away. I'm trying to force a bearish trade on here, and that's not good. Okay, here is another reason why I would not take this thing. I would not take it bearish. Rock solid support here. We've come down. We've made a really strong bearish move in what has otherwise been a fairly bullish market. I'm seeing some divergence in here. I'm seeing some upwards movement on the Stokes, some kind of craziness here on RSI. That is bullish divergence. I think the steam here has run out. I think we're going to go sideways for a while, and we might be looking at catching Netflix bullish in 2 or 3 weeks. Angie, earnings on Netflix, is that coming up, mid-February-ish, late January-ish?
Verify.
Yeah, I'm just taking a wild guess. Pat says a Netflix 310 put sale might look kind of neat. Victor Gonzalez, what's up, Victor? Says January 20th. So yeah, coming up pretty soon. Guys, I'm thinking Netflix earnings gap play. I'm thinking Netflix earnings gap play. Angie, can you put this one on the list? I know Mr. Awesome Newsom will be back by then, but man, if we got a bullish indicator or bullish gap from earnings, that might be nutso. I don't know. What do you guys think? A lot of people are saying January 20th for earnings.
Yeah, that's confirmed.
Okay, yep. What do you guys think about waiting until the Krista? A lot of people tell me that's crazy talk. Okay. So I don't see a good trade on Netflix. If you're in, I do not see a good entry on Netflix coming up due to divergence, due to rock solid support, due to earnings coming up. If you're in bearish on Netflix, I would be looking to exit soon. Again, you're approaching rock solid support and you got earnings coming up. Questions, thought, opposing views. Opposing views. Angie, would you remind me at 3:45? Oh, snap. Okay, we are at the end of the day. I'd like to go back and check the indices because I know a lot of people are watching those. We did find a, we looked at that again and it's not, did we look at that again? We found a bull put spread. Bull put spread. Sorry, Pat. That's going to be the new song. The new song is going to be bull put spread. Sorry, Pat. Expiring on Friday, paying about 5% down here at 197, 196. So you get below the 100, you get below this reversal here. You've got 2 supports in the way, even 3 supports. I kind of like that of the best thing that we've seen today. 197, 196 bull put spread, paying 5%, expiring this Friday. DIA. That's looking like a much nicer new white soldier than we saw before. It touched it touched the 100. It's moving nicely. Jeremy, Angie, and experienced traders. Would I be nutso if I set a intraday trigger? Catch me on this because I'm not sure about it. I may have to say it out loud. But if do something like an intraday, if my fingers and mouth could go at the same time. Props to you, Jeremy, for being able to move your fingers and everything at the same time. What do you think about that? Trigger intraday. So we've got 3 forms of support. We were expecting a bounce. There's the bounce. We have a new white soldier that's going to close above support. It's going to close above almost, I wish it would close above that wick, but it hasn't closed yet. If we get a move higher tomorrow above that wick, and intraday, folks, means after 30 minutes. So if you're Eastern time, wait till 10 a.m. To let that thing trigger. Stop below the wick of today. You got a decent reward risk ratio. Jeremy says he likes it. The volume today wasn't that great, and that's concerning. But I got to think that if this is some sort of bearish correction, that would be the weirdest flag pattern I've seen, especially if it continues higher. So I kind of like this. I would be more bullish than bearish. If that's in your trading plan, that's an idea. I'm not totally in love with this, and I don't know why, but you got a good reward risk ratio. That's the bounce. That's a new white soldier. That's a lot of bullish stuff. I may publish that one, so I'm going to scoot it over there. And let's take a look at QQQ. Yoav said it looks bullish on the hourly. Awesome, Yoav. I would go look at that, but I got about 2 or 3 minutes left. But I appreciate you guys helping me out and taking a look at that because we are a trading family. So that was the DIA that we said looks bullish. SPY does not look bearish. The Qs, we don't have the conviction that we did on the others. We do have a higher high, a lower high here. So that is I'm not feeling it on the NASDAQ. I like the DIA as the best directional trade and SPY as the best non-directional trade. The Russell 2000, I love that lower wick. I love the fact that we're going to close above that 50 exponential. Where are my simples? Boom. I'm thinking 114. Bull put spread. Sorry, Pat. 114 bull put spread pays money. You should be able to get 6 cents out of this guy. Mr. Awesome Newsom, what do you think about that? Getting 6 cents out of a 114. Oh, I like that. Expiring in 3 days? Is that 2 days? You're above the 100, you're above the 200, you're above the support. You've got a bullish wick there, you've got a bullish wick there. I like it. Oh, thank you, Pat. Pat Cavett likes a bull put song. Cool. So there we go, bull put spread down there. I'm just gonna weekly bull put spread because we're running out of time. Angie, do I have time for one more?
Oh my gosh. I don't think anybody's going to shut you down if you want to go for a minute extra.
Well, I don't think I've ever gotten to make it go extra. So you know what? I just may go. You know what? I'm going to go until Mr. Newsom tells me to be quiet. And Jeremy, I mean that. I'm going until you say stop. So, Jeremy, I'm dead serious. I'm going until you say stop.
File a complaint. Yeah, go ahead. File a complaint if you want. Send them to jerremy@reallifetrading.com.
Okay, so Amazon looks a whole lot like Netflix. So I'm almost thinking I'm just going to keep on going because the same trading plan for Netflix I do here. We're at really strong support. We've been bearish for a long time. I am going to bet a dime to a donut that we're going to get. Hey, that's a big drop. We might not. That may be too much. Okay, I'm just going to look at it before I talk about it. I was thinking I might get some divergence, and it's not there. Yeah. Okay. So Amazon, we are approaching a target. If you want to get in on Amazon, I would be looking for a close below here before I went bearish on Amazon. Bounce off of here, maybe I'd have to see it. I don't really like it because we're making lower highs, but I see what happened right here. And we might get another one of those. Maybe. Okay, Amazon, nothing real convincing except if you are already in bearish, we are approaching our target. Prepare to exit. Google. Mr. Newsom, get on your mic if you want me to be quiet. Or actually, he's got the button, right? He can just stop the recording. I feel like a rebel, and I like it. I like it a lot. I'm interested. So Google has come down here. We closed before. We've had this retest. We're going back down again. I am thinking maybe another bearish entry on Google if we can get below this reversal pattern here. What's happened a while back? Yeah, see, okay. We had a very nice bounce here, retest bounce. We're getting the same thing over here. So I'm wanting to see some more bearish sentiment before I think about entering. If you're already in on Google, think about exiting. Oh, this is a sweet money, as in money as in like make money, bearish trend line. I would draw that slightly differently if I wasn't worried about time. The fact that the 100 crossed below the 200, that's bearish. The fact that these are angled downward, that's bearish. I talked about that yesterday. Trying to remember what I said yesterday so I can add something new. Today is weekly Wednesdays. There's not going to be any premium, so I'm just going to keep on going. Throw out a ticker if you want me to do it. 4:05 my time is when I have to stop. Does someone say MAS? Throw me a ticker. Disney, Loco. We looked a lot at Loco lately. Haven't seen Disney in a while. Okay, nice. I'm a loco, dude. I'm a loco hombre, and I eat at Pollo Loco when I'm in Puerto Rico because it's good food. Okay, I'm liking Disney bullish. It's continuing to make higher highs and lower highs. Very nice. This is a reversal signal here, meaning I think we're going to go continue higher. If you can get, I might also try the DIA strategy. If we move into this gap, and this would be a very, very quick swing trade. If we get a intraday move into this gap, I would not hate going bullish on this. Before I would do that, I would want to check my reward risk ratio, and I would want to watch for divergence. But that seems pretty darn close to 2 to 1. Sorry, 1 to 2 reward risk. My stop would be at the bottom of this new white soldier that we get today. I would want an intraday move into that gap and below, into that gap that's above the opening of that candle. Let's go take a look at looking for divergence, and there it is. So I would not do this. I would not do this bad bullish trade because we have very nice, I say nice, we have divergence here. We have, I don't know if that counts as divergence, but it's close. Stokes divergence, that is a bearish symbol. So if you're in bullish on Disney, I would start looking for an exit. If you are in bullish, I would set my stop right there. And yeah, I might look for a target right up here, and I would get out at one of those two if you are already in. Have I said that enough? If you are already in. I would not take it bullish now because that is bearish. Let's take a look at MACD. MACD is confusing. Very ever so slightly. I'm not sure if I would call that divergence, but the Stokes definitely, yeah. Disney is bearish divergence. I would stay away. If you're in bullish on Disney, I would be ready to exit. Ew! Very interesting. Big bullish moves on big bullish volume. Now, I have a white candle that gaps up. That's a retest gap. I have a gap and go. Then I have another retest gap. For a swing trade, I don't know. I've got a big bullish movement. Aha, I know how I would trade this. And Mr. Newsom, tell me what you think. I've got to stop drawing that line. So this one, Loco's been coming down. It's been down, 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 down. Do your dance, do your dance. Got a little support line there. Had a accumulation phase here where buyers came in, and now we've broken out. We've broken out with a retest gap. So I would anticipate that this thing rolls over and then continues upwards. So my trading plan on Loco would be to buy the bounce. Looking for a nice tight entry to stop somewhere around in this area. It probably won't happen tomorrow. I would say, Angie, can you find earnings on Loco? For some reason, I want to say they happened just a few days ago.
Yeah.
But let's make sure they're not coming up soon. But yeah, I would give this a few days to maybe 7 days to roll back over and buy the bounce. That could be a sweet trade. Like
Earnings
sweet
are
is
February
in
5th.
February 5th. That's over here.
Although they're not confirmed, but
Okay. That's still what is it? That's 4 weeks. That might be enough for a small swing trade. I don't know. We'll have to see. Got to wait for when this thing shapes up. I have not yet heard Mr. Newsom tell me to stop, although he has messaged me several times to stop, but I was kind of waiting for his voice. I'm feeling rebellious, so I'm going to keep on going. Give me a ticker. Ticker. Is ABC a real stock? It is. AmerisourceBergen. Excuse me. I was actually trying to pronounce that. I did not just burp into the microphone. Had a very, very beautiful bullish gap up here. That is a retest gap. Had a small retest there. That may be what we're experiencing here. As far as a trade, I would be looking for a breakout one way or another on that thing. So if we went higher, I could take that bullish. If we broke out on the low side, I might be looking for it to come back to this area, which is also going to be about where the SMAs catch up. So this, I think, in the future is going to be a strong support zone. You know what? Here's what I would do. If it breaks bearish through here, I would not take it bearish, but I would look for a bullish bounce right here with an X marks the spot strategy. If it goes bullish, I would take it bullish if there is no divergence. And we have divergence. Big time divergence. Big time divergence. Okay, so I'm staying away from this one bullish. I would not go bullish. I really like this X marks the spot strategy off the 100s on ABC. Questions, thoughts, opposing views on ABC? I am going to Cisco next. When I worked at IBM, I dealt a lot with Cisco. Good people over there. Cisco, I see bullish simples. I see a bullish breakout. This one looks kind of like that Amber Flickerberg. The bullish breakout, the continuation, retest of the breakout here. More bullish move. Oh gosh, what was that? White candle gaps up, retest. Bam! Oh my gosh. Jeremy, this like retest gap thing is so predictable. You should make a video about it. Ha! You did. There is the retest. That one is going up. The question is, where would you enter? And that big wick right there that coincides with the top of that one gives me room to pause. I'm going to check for divergence on this one, and there it is. Darn it. Okay, more bearish divergence. So I would not take this. If you are in bullish on Cisco, I would look for an exit. And I don't know why TradingView does really not want me to draw that line. Yeah, bearish divergence on Cisco. I was going to say this one might be forming a topping pattern, but that's pretty big and too long to tell. I would not go bullish on Cisco. I'm feeling just like such a rebel. Tina says Feye, F-E-Y-E. Yeah, I don't know if it's the energy drinks or I'm just feeling kind of naughty. And, 40-year-old stay-at-home dad that trades the stocks that, I've gotten pretty good at trading my plan, which is pretty boring, and especially with my increased interaction with Mr. Newsom, I'm scared out of my mind to violate my trading plan. So trading's boring now. This is exciting. I'm seeing some type of triangle-ish thing here. We're definitely going sideways because we're just all over these simples. If I try and get some more data on the chart, data on the chart, data on the chart. That sounds like a really bad rap song. Data on the chart. I want some data on the chart. I could maybe even do something like this. Okay, I could draw all kinds of stuff, but everything else says we're going sideways. The simples, I'm going to put those on. We're still right on top of those. Ooh, the 200's coming in. So a break above the 200 and a break out of this triangle pattern might be a bullish sign. Let's see. We've seen divergence on so much. I'm just going to go take a look. I'm not seeing any really crazy divergence. Now, the stochastics, when we're going sideways, are a very strong indicator. And we are breaking below the overbought line, but that could also be this just right in here. If you wanted to go bullish on Feye, on FireEye, I like that name, FireEye, and with the Texas accent, FireEye just sounds cool. And I don't get the chance to sound cool very much, but I would be looking for some sort of breakout right in here. If you are timid of that, wait for a retest, because I think there will be a retest. If we have a very nice gap up on earnings, I don't know, Angie, any chance we got earnings coming up? If we had a gap up to there, above that pivot point right there, then that would be bullish all day, all day. Think about Home Depot. Think about X-Ray Steel. Think about, we looked at one just earlier today that had a big gap after one of these long accumulation phases. But a big gap up to there on any earnings that might be coming up soon would be money.
February
Questions,
10th,
thoughts?
Brad.
February 10th. Okay, so we got some time. We do have time for this thing to go sideways. We have time for it to break out, come back, retest, and then gap up. Oh, that would be awesome. Okay, so my perfect setup for FireEye would be for this to go sideways a little bit, break out of this triangle, break above the 200, come back, retest it, and then gap up on earnings above this pivot point right here. What do you think about that, Tina? Doesn't look quite ripe yet. Yeah, Jeremy? Yes? Okay. Okay. Well, I just like feeling a rebel, and I know your voice is compromised, so it would really take a lot to make you come in and tell me to be quiet. So I heard Jeremy Newsom's voice, so Jeremy, I'm going to let you do your sign off, but I'm going to say, guys, thank you so much for your participation today. Thanks for the family setting. Be good, get out of debt, trade on logic, not on hope. Jeremy, I'm out.